Guess what we got, Brandon?
What?
Well, you already know because you brought it. We got a memory card. Today, we're gonna put the memory card in. We're gonna actually log a pass, and we're gonna see if we fixed anything. I did a couple little fixes over the week. We've got a brand new 220 amp alternator. The factory LS one is either a 110 or a 140 amp, and I know that the pump for the air to water is a crazy electrical draw. You can see the voltage drop out every time you kick it on. So we've been having a little issue with when we launch, there's a dip in the fuel, but there's also a dip in voltage. I don't know if they correlate, if it's the same problem causing both, or if we've got multiple problems. Either way, we're gonna try and figure it out today. We're gonna get this thing loaded up on the trailer, hit the street, see if we can hit it hard enough on the street to replicate the issue, and go from there. I did some new battery terminal ends on the battery because all that stuff was old and I never had the tool. Now I got the tool. Clean that up. We got a memory card that's going in there. We're gonna get this thing on the trailer, hit the street, get tested, see if we can make some progress today. But first, we're gonna take a minute to talk about today's video sponsor. Before we load up and hit the road, your boy's hungry. So we're gonna head inside and do what is possibly the easiest meal solution that we have ever had. That's right, we're talking about Factor. 2 minutes it takes to cook this, and nutritious meals, hot and ready, good stuff. Let's go check it out. Factor provides fresh meals, never frozen. This stuff doesn't have a ton of preservatives in it. It is quality food that is good for you and easy to make. There's multiple meal options from their normal everyday stuff to low calorie, vegan, keto, gourmet plus the high end, like we've got Jamaican jerk salmon and shrimp. Multiple options to choose from. I'm gonna go with sun-dried tomato chicken. Two minutes, that's it. You guys know that I have problems, I've got stomach issues, so Factor makes it really easy to make sure that I'm eating good, nutritious food and saves me a bunch of time. I'm not making trips to the grocery store. It's here, it's quick, it's ready, and the meals aren't all they got. Protein shakes, I'm gonna take one of those too. Factor's got a lot of flexible options. You guys know that we spend time traveling on the road, so if I need to adjust how many meals I'm getting, it's easy. I just jump online, make a change, and adjust how many meals a week I'm getting. So if I know we're gonna be out on the road and I need a little bit less, no big deal. If I know I'm gonna be home and working on the car, just get a little more. There is stuff I have to say in this, but I'm telling you guys, this is very good food. Like the fresh, never frozen meals, the no preservatives. This chicken is juicy, moist. It's really very good. Like I'm being straight up with you guys. Like, oh, it's a juicy piece of chicken. True story. When Factor sponsored our first video and we worked together, I made Brandon try some of this. And since then, him and his wife have been getting Factor meals every week for, I don't know, like a year now. Because it's good. Time is of the essence. It took 2 minutes to cook. Just a couple minutes to eat, and we're ready to go testing. But Factor's for everyone, not just for me. You guys know what to do. Head on over to factor75.com or click the link below. You guys are gonna wanna use coupon code DNR Auto 50 to save 50% off your first box and 20% off your first month's worth of orders. Memory card's a memory carding. We're transferring files. Hot damn, I just dropped it. Don't lose it. Don't lose it. All right, all right, all right. Now we'll plug it into the computer. What you guys don't realize is this thing hasn't been down a street in a year. Not a year, but pretty close. 10 months. So now we've got to figure out how to get down the street again. In order for us to do this, we have to hit the car hard enough, because I think if we leave softly, it's not going to do the thing where it hiccups and all that. Like, this thing's got to have some boost behind it in order for it to recreate that issue. It's weird. Part of me hopes that we hit the safety, because if we hit the safety, we'll now be able to data log it. I'll be able to look exactly where it is, know exactly what it is. But if we don't hit the safety, is it because the changes I made fixed it, or because just today it didn't hit the safety? So either way, we're gonna have to figure that out. I wanted to go, there was a track run yesterday, didn't get to go. It looks like it's gonna rain for like the next week. We're facing some challenges here, because what I need to do is figure this out and then dial it all back down so we can go 6.0. I don't know how that's gonna work. Let's start with, can we get down the street? Let's do that one. Let's start there, and then we'll continue to work our way into whatever is going to happen over whatever amount of time. Sound good? Mm-hmm. Good. Let's do it. Ooh, the ice water, baby. Should be nice and cold. Remember when I was like, we haven't been on the street in a long time? It shows. Now, I did notice that when we were up there, this spot doesn't look as good as it usually does. We're gonna have to reel this one way back in. So, part of it is like kind of like riding a bike. Like, I already know what I want to do and what changes I want to make. The other part of it is, you know, sometimes you gotta relearn a little bit. Turned it down a bunch. We're not going to really let it cool off too much, because it being cool is only going to make more power, and we don't need more power right now. We need it to go down the street. So this one was last one was like a 13 pounds of boost leave. It got pretty spicy pretty quickly. This one we reeled it back down to like 10. I'm used to leaving on the street on like 12, 13, 14 pounds, obviously with some launch retard in it and stuff, but that was also like really 5.3. We never really had the
only one we did was that one.
That one. Yeah, and we didn't make it down the street. So this 6.0 has never been down the street. So we're gonna find out, I guess. I don't know. Find out. Well, one day soon, I won't have to climb into a Nova anymore. back in it. It'll go down. Didn't seem to do any of that stuttering stuff. When it did get to the shift, when it got to high gear, I didn't have enough power in it, so it just kind of was like lazy. That's about that. All right, so we'll turn this thing back up and do it again. But this time we'll give it a little more time to cool down. It can make some power. That was a 650.
577 now, you're like 650.
Right, 650. I'm like, oh, I felt like I was driving to church. I was on my way to church. I had Granny in the passenger seat. She was holding her famous biscuits and gravy. She said, don't spill none. It was snowing. We were going uphill and the traction control didn't work. And we went 655. Think it's cooled down yet? It literally is taking us longer to cool the car down or wait for it to be cooled down than to make the tune-up changes and just get after it.
Just chilling.
Yeah. I mean, we could hot lap it. Just like, why? You know what I mean?
No point.
No point. I feel like that other thing is going to end up in this video because...
Oh, yeah, that's possible. So, yeah.
So, what we're going to do... Shit. Oh. We've gone from 10 pounds on the launch to 10.5 pounds of boost. That wasn't really the big change because we went down in tire pressure, so I want to see, you know, it was kind of squealing them tires. I'd like to see if we can't get that thing to actually hook them a little better out here before we start going crazy, but sped up the boost ramp, increased the overall amount of boost, and I changed the idle because the idle was bugging me. So far, knock on wood, we have not used the jump pack once. All that seems to be working. Everything seems like we're getting in the direction of things are working like I wanted them to. That pump, I can hear it. She's kicking. Oh, did we put fuel in this?
No, we did not.
Let's put some fuel in this. Now it wants to go the other way.
Imagine that.
So we gotta adjust the anti-roll bar. You know what's really cool? 4-link cars. Yeah, so a little too spicy. And now that the anti-roll bar is adjusted that way to kind of combat, we were having the issue when we wanted to go right. We went a little too far on the preload, now it's going left. We got a data log. We got one. So I'm gonna take a look at that and see what that looks like. These tires are kind of old and beat. Oh my goodness, the Nova's old and beat. I know that was dog crap, but what was the 60 foot? Yeah, 60 foot and root. We cannot hit this thing hard enough on the street the way that we need to. Part of that, because I know some people have made some comments last time, like front's topping out too fast. Yes. I don't know if I've ever showed you guys how much of a pain it is to adjust the double adjustable shocks on the front of this car. Literally, we had to cut an area out of the pocket where the spring pocket is, but not cut too much. Also, these double adjustables on the front of this thing been on here a long time. I kind of noticed it when we were at the track, and it would do one wheel wheelies where it would lift front left but not front right. And I'm like, because the shock's not, or is it because the So, yeah, let's check out the log, take some preload out of the right rear, see if we can get this thing on down through there.
What's that?
That's the... I'm still happy though. I mean, like, doesn't it feel good to be back out here doing this shit?
Yeah.
Like,
it's the middle of the day on a Thursday.
Double cheeked up on a Thursday. Like, you know what I mean? We're just out here. All right, so I'm gonna explain to you guys what's going on here, right? So this green line up here is our battery voltage, right? And 14, 14.1, 14.0, little dip there, 13.7, but that's, I had come off the throttle, so you know, you expect it. Voltage, happiest it's ever been. We used to make passes at 13s. We were in the 13s, right? Just straight up in the 13s. So to see it carrying 14 volts across the duration, and even when I get back in it and everything, great. That looks fantastic. What doesn't look fantastic is when we come down here. So essentially here's that 0 mark is us letting off the trans brake. As it starts to flash the converter, you know, doing what it's supposed to do. And as it starts to take off, you see this dip down here. This is the fuel pressure issue and the fuel pressure safety we've been hitting. That dip right there. Now, that dip is extrapolated by the fact that we are on a prep track and we can leave with 13, 14 pounds of boost and command boost very quickly where we need a large amount of fuel quickly. Did we fix a problem? I believe so. We fixed an electronic side of the problem, and I'm confident that the electronics or the power is not what's causing this. So a couple things that could cause it. I've cleaned the fuel filters out. We could maybe need to go to brand new fuel filters, possibly change those up. We could have issues with the pump. We could have issues where it's a physical issue, where physically when the car launches and the way that the fuel is sloshing around in the fuel cell, that's why I try to usually have it full, so we can try to eliminate as much of that as possible. You know, we're having some sort of other issue. So at least we're not chasing our tail on the electronic side of it anymore. I don't think that's it. There used to be a dip that correlated with voltage and everything, and there's no dip there anymore. So I think voltage we've got pretty stout, which is dope, because I was gonna put a different battery in there. I still might, just because, you know, I wanna put a nice battery in there. But potential ways we can fix this, we could add a second pump, or I could just put it on a switch. After the burnout, I'll just put it on a toggle here. Kick that bad boy on. As far as getting down the street, we can sit here playing with the tune-up all day long. I think the tires are pretty old and pretty beat. I might make one more. If it doesn't go down, I'm not stressing it, sweating it, you know what I mean? If you adjust your anti-roll bar with some channel locks, you might be a redneck. Oh, I'm getting too old for this shit, Brandon. Super importante, remember to check your stuff. I was in the middle of having a conversation and I was in the middle of doing something and I forgot that I was in the middle of doing it, and then we went to go make a pass. We sprayed the vent hose up here on the windshield. Not only that, I'd venture to say some of it got under the tires. Not only that, I'd venture to say that this chassis needs some love. This thing has been rode hard and put away wet for a lot of years. And I think in order for us to progress, I need to figure something out about that. What do you think?
Yeah, I think it's about time.
What happened is I was in the middle of, oh, I'll empty this. I started jabbing at the jaw, and I forgot. Yeah, don't do that. Bad idea. Bad ideas. Not only that, it looks like any second the sky's going to open up. So I'd really like to get this thing home, get it off the trailer, into the garage, and then we got to put something else on the trailer.
Oh boy.
I got some plans with my family that I want to go attend to, and we got to go swap pieces on the trailer. Then we'll explain what's going on there. Sounds good. Break. Alright, shoot tight. So, we're out here. I bet you guys are wondering, why do we got the Regal on the trailer? Well, Regal's going bye-bye. Now, some of you may be upset, but keep in mind, part of the reason I'm making this decision is because I have a whole other G-body street car thing that hasn't gotten any love and attention sitting over here that I've got parts for and everything else that needs to get wrapped up. So this thing's on the trailer. I got my road trip pants on. We're gonna jump in the truck. I'll explain to you guys what's going on.
Oh no, we showed the Dodger in a video.
Oh no, not the Dodger. Well, we're on the road headed to Virginia. I'll be honest with you guys. I've been trying to sell the Regal for a while now. It's been a few months, right? Yeah, it's been months. And you know, I don't know the economy or people having a hard time or what, or I don't think I was being unreasonable in what I was asking for the Regal, considering it's a running, driving LS swap that has done multiple 1,000+ mile trips with a gangster 400 transmission in it. Obviously the car on sick week was like 1350s because we've got a converter in there that's looking for a turbo strapped to that motor that it doesn't have, but whatever. So it's a good stepping stone for somebody. Like, it's a good project that they could drive around but then also upgrade and work on throughout. And I've just been having a really tough time getting rid of it. Now it's just a toy. Sometimes you gotta realize these things are toys. You know, we've now got the Mega Cab, which this thing is gangster. I love this truck.
80 miles to the gallon up there.
Yeah, right now we're getting 19.3 miles to the gallon towing. This thing has kind of become like my daily. I don't really have to drive around. Like, I either work from home or I work at events. So I don't need a car to drive around every day. Like, it's not a major thing for me. The Regal at this point is just a toy. I went online the other night and I was like, you know what? Some people have sent me some different offers and different trade offers and stuff. Nothing that really caught my attention, but I was like, how about I just start spamming it the other way? I'll just send a bunch of messages. I'll just take a look at every car I like, whether it's a daily driver kind of car, whether it's a race car, whether it's whatever it is. And I just sent out a bunch of messages, and some folks responded. Some people were like, no thank you, this, that, and the other. And then this guy that I reached out to in Virginia, we started a conversation. We started going back and forth. I know at some point, you know, he was pretty well on board with it. And I think that in terms of a trade deal, I think values are similar. So I feel good about it. So he started watching YouTube videos about the Regal. He's like, yeah, man, I'm cool with it. So here we are. We're headed down to Virginia. I'm gonna go get another toy. Now, what am I gonna do with the toy? I don't know. You guys will see, like, a couple reasons why I thought this toy was a good idea. That'll all become much more clear once we get there and you guys see it. I mean, that's it, man. I don't know how other way to put it. At the end of the day, it's, you know, it's my choice what I do, whatever. And people are like, oh, you shouldn't do this, you shouldn't do that. Or
You should do whatever you want.
I should do whatever I want to do, have fun, and experience things, and change things up, and, you know, just do whatever I want. Like, that's the whole point. And I'm pretty sure the reason the YouTube channel and stuff is what it is because I'm just a crazy dude that'll just do some random shit, like throw his Regal on a trailer and drive it down to Virginia to trade for something else. I really am looking forward to this car, to this motor setup. Yeah, you guys will see what we got there. We're having some debate here because we could go another route that adds another half an hour to this trip, and we're trying to get down and get back in like one day. I don't remember what's worse, tornado warning or tornado watch. But if we go this way, it's tornado warning, so we might possibly be getting caught in a tornado on this trip. If you guys are familiar with the OG movie Twister, like not the new one, the remake, I haven't even seen that one, but the OG Twister, where like the cow comes flying across, I'll make sure Brandon films it. Meg, where you get your beef from? You see my cows out front? But they'll know. They'll get it.
Oh God, there goes the cow.
But it looks like we've got about 5 hours and 53 minutes, 342 miles to go. For you guys, it's gonna go just like 2 kits, dog. 2 kits. The window down, but it don't. So, you know, there's that. It's just an old school car. Like, you know what I mean? This is how they built them back in the day. Got stuff for the window net. I got a window net at home. Yep. Got the painless kit. Purge 1, purge 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm gonna have to get into that. We might have like 16 kits.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
16 kits! I got a plate that'll go right on that where that carburetor sits, and we'll put another kit on. Because why not, right? Why not? This thing can't weigh nothing. I got one problem, but we'll fix it.
Oh, where that's mounted.
Yeah, because I don't think we can put a wing on it. Put a wing. So what do we got here? Well, Brandon Monium and I had to put the cameras down. We had to get this thing out of the weeds and onto the trailer, which was much more difficult of a task considering you can see the tires are flat. I forgot to bring the air pump, didn't even think about it. The guy we got it from, unfortunately, he's a little bit younger, and this used to be his dad's car. And I don't think he knows a lot about race cars and stuff. You know, he's not as heavily involved. So I took him around for some drives in the Regal and kind of explained to him how that car works, and the shifter was something completely new to him. I think it'd be a good car for him because he's gonna get to enjoy his first hot rod experience with something that has been a proven platform. We've driven it thousands of miles, but also has potential to do more. Now this right here is this is an old school 73 Nova, and I say old school because it is an old school back half car. It still has the factory front frame, subframe, but it's a back half car, 4-link, and it's got a 496 big block. He said it was a 496 tall deck big block with a 400 trans, and I think it's pretty damn cool. Like, it's an old school build, but when we look under it and stuff, it looks like it was, you know, well done. It's not a total pile of crap under there. It looks way better than our Nova. So that was kind of the thought here, is that, hey, you know, our Nova is doing good. We've got the powertrain, we got that going really well, the drivetrain, but there's a bunch of work that needed to be done on the front suspension and all that, and we're gonna have to cut that back half out and like back half that car just because the frame is deteriorating. Well, this one's got a back half. This one's got a 496 big block, direct port nitrous injection. I still have my nitrous plate. We can do 2 kits, whatever. I'm not quite sure what we're gonna do with it just yet, but I think the game plan is gonna be try to get it running as is and kind of just systems check, and it's probably been a while since it's been down the street or the track. He said it, you know, they used to street race it, so kind of pumped to be able to continue that legacy for the family, you know what I mean? Because he said it was his dad's car. Like I said, I don't think, he doesn't know enough to jump into this kind of a project. He'll learn that Regal, and hopefully he catches the bug, and I think it's just a beautiful story of, like, you know what I mean? I was that guy. Like, I used to be that guy, so, you know, it's just...
I am that guy.
Yeah, Brandon is that guy. Brandon did completely miss the ramps.
I did. I sure did. We were trying to push it up on the trailer. Straight up missed the ramp.
Straight up missed the ramp. I was like, yo, Brandon, hop in. But that's what it's about, man. It's about these experiences, these stories. We drove through a tornado. Somehow we made it here, and it never rained. Like, now it could rain the entire way home. We got it on the trailer. But, like, this thing's going to be pretty good to us. So I'm excited. It's, you know, old school back half, 9-inch, 4-link. You know, it's got some beadlocks in the rear. It's got some Mickey Thompson, those old school. I love those old school Mickey Thompson wheels. Like, those are really, you know, it's like, it used to be very common. It's not so much now. Now it's all the RC comps and all that kind of stuff. Yeah. It just kind of fits the era, and then the rear is the same kind, you know, pattern. And I'm pumped, man. I just traded a toy for a toy. I don't know, we've talked about possibly putting the Nova drivetrain in here because we know we can work better with the rear suspension, but I also want to hear, he sent me videos of the big block running, and I want to hear that thing fire up again. And no matter what we do, it's going to be pretty cool. But for now, we've got a 6-hour drive home. I've got to get back home. We have to get home tonight. Brandon's got an anniversary. I got a meatball soccer game. We got to go be with our families, and then once we're done doing that, believe you me, the first moment I get, I'll start tearing into this thing. We'll start figuring it all out. So stay tuned for that, and probably what will be the next video, I would assume, is likely going to be on this. Let me know what you guys think in the comments. Like, doesn't have a carb on it. We couldn't fire it up. That motor could be shot for all we know. We don't know. And honestly, not saying anything negative about the guy. I call him a kid because I can tell he was like a little younger, but like he doesn't really know either. So we might get lucky, we might not.
Taking a gamble.
Yeah, we're taking a gamble, but either way, I'm happy to have the chassis because this old school back half has worked for many years. It'll work on the street for many more to come. And let's get home.